I do want to talk about what he's talking about, inspiring people and moving people and getting people going forward. And someone did that with me a couple years back. A gentleman who was running in Philadelphia. He was running in Philly for a local office, and he was going into neighborhoods that traditionally are told that guns are bad, told that guns are no good, that you have to worry about the cops, but there's no hope. But this man was like, no, I'm going to go into these neighborhoods, I'm going to talk to these people, and I'm going to try to connect with them. And he did. And after that happened in Philadelphia, he didn't do as well as he had hoped. Not as well as I'd hoped. I was so happy to have a man like him in our world, in the libertarian movement, someone who was fearless, someone who would go into a neighborhood that other people would never go into and have direct communication with people who are saying, you're crazy, you're wrong, and he would have a conversation with them anyway. We got that to happen, and when he didn't do as well as possible, I actually went to Philly, and I sat with this man, and I said, look, you can't leave. You got to stay with us. You can't leave. And the man, believe it or not, is in this room. That man is Maj Toure. That's the man. You should clap right now. And I'm still happy he's with us, as I say that always. The funny part is, though, when I went to Philly, when I was down there with him, he told me about a bar. And this is an odd story. He told me about a bar. He said, in this bar, there is a guy who is so strong in his hand grip that he can squeeze every single drop out of a lemon for a drink. He's a bartender. Every single drop out. Nothing left. I said, I got a guy who could beat him. He said, Larry, you're crazy. There's no way you're going to beat this guy. He's been doing this for years in Philly. Everyone in Philly knows who he is. It's never going to happen ever. I said, I got a guy who could beat him. He said, no way. Came back a week later with a guy. Guy wasn't big. Small guy, average-looking guy, glasses, comes in. Bartender, toughest guy out there, squeezes the lemon, nothing in it. Everyone tries it, can't get it out. My guy grabs it, boop, 3 drops come out. Can't believe it. I said, what's this? I said, he's a tax collector. Oh, it took a little time for that one to land too, huh? Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So I want to bring on Maj if I can, if I will give you a little bit of his bio so we can show you kind of who he is. He's a founder of Black Guns Matter and also founder of Solutionary Lifestyle. He's an advocate and community activist for the Second Amendment, that's for sure, criminal justice reform, responsible and safe firearm ownership and conflict resolution, training for disconnected youth, 2019 City Council candidate in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as a libertarian, my personal friend, and the man himself, Maj Toure.
Y'all good? I'm going to fuck this up. Okay. The opportunity for us to win is here. The people that were in front of me, Josie and Clint, told you guys. My job is to give you information to help you apply that principle to the demographic that you need so you actually win. How many people are in New York? Oh, no, Connecticut. How many people are in Hartford, generally? No, I mean like the number compared to the rest of Connecticut. Okay. How many people are in, let's do this differently. How many people are in New York City compared to New York State? Which area is blue and which area is red?
All the cities are blue. The state is red.
Dense populations.
Yep.
Dense populations. The area where they tell you not to go. Where the numbers are. Where it's an unwinnable district. It's not unwinnable. Black Guns Matter literally shifted the demographic of, oh, they don't buy guns over 5 or 6 years with maybe $600,000 over those same 5 or 6 years to make that demographic the largest gun buying demographic in America. $600,000 over 5 or 6 years is about $100,000 a year, which is less than an executive gets paid, and shifted a demographic. Everybody said, do not go there. Don't go there. Do not go there. That's the purpose, to make sure that you don't go there. Oh, they gonna, y'all, it's like 1, 2, y'all white. Like, right? So saying this to say, they're gonna say, oh, you know, they're not gonna listen to you, yada, yada, yada. It's cap. It's all cap. It's not true. Okay? So this presentation is gonna, like, the step-by-step way for you to get the actual stuff that Josie and Clint were talking about, to implement that simply in the demographic to beat the propaganda. That's it. You're just up against a propaganda machine. All of the stuff that Clint just said. Strongest military, fucking British Navy. Right? Oh, you can't because China's so powerful. Maybe. Maybe they're just really, really like rural. Maybe. Like, everything that you're being told is the exact opposite of every fucking Rocky movie. Drago, you take steroids, right? You're Rocky. I'm from Philly. So this is the, like, Rocky formula to win. It's not my theory. It's not my conjecture. It's not my opinion. It's literally the approach that we've used to make the demographic that said, well, you know, they'll never buy guns. They don't support the Second Amendment. Within less than half of a decade to becoming the largest gun-buying demographic in American history. So that's the building where we give free classes. It's called the Solutionary Center. We give classes on firearm safety, conflict resolution, stop the bleed, yoga. If you have an event, I do not care. There's a bunch of Libertarian presidential candidates in here. Please come use the Solutionary Center. I do not care. One of you motherfuckers gonna get the goddamn candidate spot. I do not care. I don't care. Whoever you are, we'll just have more gray hairs and we'll support you. That's the reality. Come use the center. We have a center that people can come use and learn for free, not free like communism, socialism free, but free because other people voluntarily choose to donate to pay it forward. Okay? We've raised about $750,000 to give away. It's not like in my account. We've gave it away already. This works. Next. How can we expand the liberty movement in urban America? Use this formula. Next. Step 1, empathy. Listen, build rapport, create liaisons. You libertarians are really smart. You're so smart that you're fucking dumb. And I love you. I say this with love and empathy. Okay? Step 1, empathy. Listen, build rapport, create liaisons. Be empathetic. Next, I'm going to speed through this. Example 1. Now, these examples that I'm giving you guys is for the demographic that you're talking to that 100% agrees with these things that I'm telling you. When you're sparking up these conversations, this is examples of things that you can use to spark the conversation with. Okay? Or you spark other things, but you guys don't want to be on camera agreeing that you do that. Whatever. Example 1. Oh, it's legal here? Yep. Oh, all right, cool. I wouldn't have given a fuck either way, but example 1, school choice. Parents want to say, each citizen, or I'm going to change that because that shouldn't say citizen. I kind of want to change that to say each sovereign individual. Each sovereign individual should have the choice or has the choice for which school their child attends, and it's a position that few parents would disagree with. My babies are homeschooled, personally, okay? That's a choice. I would use the concept of your choice. You do have that choice. You got to use the things that the left uses, like my body, my choice. Cool, I'm going to use the word choice. I don't know, man. I think that we should have the choice to determine what our children's education is going to be. That is a feeling, that is empathy. That whole like Ben Shapiro, facts don't care about your feeling shit, Right now, he's struggling around his feelings because the facts don't align with them. Make sense? Lead with empathy. Feelings do matter to the individual that you're having a conversation with. Let's go next. Example 2, the war on drugs. I did a little bit of a racist thing because I put like the black person there as the thing, right? No one's going to say it. Y'all was going to be quiet about it, but you fucking thought it. Example 2, the war on drugs, freedom of choice. The simple possession of a product is not a violent crime. Okay? The founders, hemp farms. Josie, am I wrong? Hemp farms, cannabis farms, founders?
Yes, you're right.
Okay. The ownership of the product that I choose to put in my highest level of property, meaning my body, should not be a felony, should not land me in prison. There is no one in the urban demographic that is the war, that like they're in the center of the scope of the so-called war on drugs. There is no one in that demographic that's going to disagree with you. Whether it's I have a glass of wine on Sundays, I smoke a little weed for my cataracts, I am a veteran that fought in the war and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This expands beyond all racial backgrounds. Because the left is going to try to paint you as racist. So this conversation and these tools transcend beyond the concept of race. There is no one that's going to be like, nah, I think that the government should tell me that I should go to jail because I wanted to like puff. Make sense? This is the inroad to that conversation, the war on drugs. It's the same concept over and over. It's not a war on drugs. It's a war on a demographic. You guys know how cannabis became so-called unlawful in America? That before DuPont, you talking about the hemp and all of that, way back. They was trying to get the Mexicans. That's why it's called marijuana, not cannabis, right? They was like, nah, this is fucked up. No, we stopping that. Reefer madness and then all of that. Now, how it became actual legislation. Anslinger, who became the original czar of what we'd now call the DEA, drug enforcement, all of that, right? He said, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Cannabis, marijuana, because that's what he said, marijuana makes white women want to sleep with Negro jazz musicians. I bullshit you not. That is the thought process that wound up turning into legislation. You think I got this weird-ass fucking coat on for no reason? It looks like a jazz musician up here. He's got glasses on and everything, right? My point, though, guys, is this turned into legislation. Now let's target this demographic. If you communicate with that demographic, how many people were here on the Tom Woods show when I got arrested by the police? What crime was I doing? Talking to Tom Woods. This guy gets you arrested all the time. Right? So I got arrested, standing there, having possession of a thing. There was no crime committed. And I went to jail. Anybody want to know what they originally tried to get my bail for? Guess. 80,000, higher. 300,000, higher. Million. I don't have a record. Well, I got a conviction for, I sold DVDs back in the day. The war on drugs, when you have this conversation with the demographic that we need, is a talking point. And I don't say that as a negative way. It's a point that the demographic needs to, it's a relatable conversation. The war on drugs is a war on poor and or working class and or middle class people.
Can I say this? Parking tickets do not count.
Fuck the PPA. 100%. Okay? So this is the conversation. Let's skip to the next one. Now, this empathy thing. Jesus, y'all remember that? Empathy and understanding is not pandering. As a libertarian, I'm not telling you guys to say shit like, insert whatever presidential candidate statement that you want to insert in that moment. I'm not telling you to say, oh man, I really love Wu-Tang, if you never listen to fucking 36 Chambers. It's not what I'm telling you. There's a difference between having an empathy for our shared pain because of the state and trying to manufacture some shit that you never experienced. So empathy and understanding of that, no one in here, when I said school choice, was like, fuck school choice. No one in here was like, oh, the war on drugs is fine. You guys agree. That's not pandering. Pandering is this shit. Okay? After they got mad at Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee, they take the knee with the kente cloth. They don't even know what the fuck. They don't know what the kente cloth means. We talked about this earlier. The symbol speaks a language. It only looks like symbolism if you don't understand the language. They don't understand the language. They're doing a thing. Okay? Empathy is not pandering. I'm not advocating for you. Some people will say, oh, he's about reparations and he's a blah, blah. Fuck you. I do not want you to pander to anyone. You are intelligent, fucking freedom-loving people. Fuck pandering, that diminishes you. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about understanding the demographic that we're reaching to. Make sense? If anyone disagrees with me, this ain't like church, you are welcome to raise your hand and challenge me, and I can clarify how you're wrong. Let's go next. Step 2, facts. Know the facts. Don't repeat the myths. Use liberty-based information. Huge shouts to Dave, right? Dave Smith. When I say this, I'm saying this because very rarely are there charismatic, articulate people that know their shit. Unfortunate for us is all of us are generally in that, right? So we represent the small amount of the people. But having someone that knows the shit, explains it, and then is up against a Ben Shapiro that pretends like he doesn't know who the fuck he is, this is a win for us. Oh, he was on with some comedian. I don't know who he is. Because Dave told the truth. He knows the facts. He didn't repeat the myths. And he used liberty-based information. Once I've established empathy with you, like beautiful women, once I've established empathy with you, now we can talk about the facts of where we're going tonight. After you know that I give somewhat of a shit about you as this beautiful woman. Everything should be approached like you're handling the situation with a beautiful and temperamental woman. Everything. You're going to be on your P's and Q's. So we've established empathy. Now we're getting to the facts. Facts are cold. When you hear people say facts don't care about your feelings, that's kind of true. But you're not engaging with facts. You're engaging with humans. Make sense? So we know the facts. We don't repeat the myths. And we use liberty-based information. Again, this entire presentation is about the demographic that I'm going to be cool. I'm in urban America. If y'all fuck this up or not, I'm straight. But the demographic that we need, this is the approach. So let's go next. When we get to these facts, example 1, here's the myth. Black fathers are overwhelmingly absent fathers. I promise you, if you get on your sweatshop phone right now, this has been debunked like a bajillion times. But it persists. It's a myth. It's not true. I have full custodianship and guardianship and custody of my child. Me. I do. Who's homeschooled. Right? So that's just, you could say, well, that's the Maj, you're the outlier.
Mine's right there.
Boom. Boom. The myth. Black fathers are overwhelmingly absent fathers. Fact. According to a study by the Centers for Disease Control, and I love using their things that they say, this is what we go by. All right, cool. We're going to go by you guys at CDC. The CDC, black fathers were the most involved with their children, no matter if they lived with them or not. I dare you to disprove that. The media propaganda, they need to make you believe this. And then the neocons repeated, well, the problem is the fatherlessness in the black community. It's wrong. It's been debunked. Next. Example 2, gun ownership. Myth, urban communities having more firearms will increase violent crime. Fact, as licenses to carry have increased, violent crime has decreased. Over 40 years. That's not, let's be clear, I did a lot of that shit in the last 6 years. That was me. But the 36 years before that, then like the 90s, when licenses to carry increased, violent crime decreased. That's the FBI and the CDC and all of their stats. It's not me saying it. It's what it is. That's where these statements, it's almost weird. Like those statements and phrases like, an armed society is a polite society. They have more truth to them than the media propaganda. So when you're talking to this demographic that says, man, I don't know, they may be hesitant about the gun conversation, but they understand 1,000%. We as Americans understand the importance of being armed. Just because I'm in the fucking hood doesn't mean I'm cool with the killer. Make sense? Don't repeat the myth. Let's skip. Step 3, solutions. Now, let me go back. I've established empathy with this beautiful woman. Few got away from me. Rihanna, she chose bad. Right? But I've made this empathetic. This person understands that I care about their plight. Now we can get to the cold facts because we led in with the warm empathy. Then we get to the cold facts. Now we come up with the solutions together. You care about me. You know what you're talking about. Now what do we do? 3, education, liberty ideology, and freedom of choice. Let's go next. 2016, serious crime in Philadelphia decreased in 2016 to levels unseen in decades, according to city police. There were fewer violent crimes than in any other year since 1979, the fewest number of property crimes since 1971, and the fewest number of robberies since 1969. Can anybody tell me what else happened in 2016 in Philadelphia? Black Guns Matter started, and we only did classes in Philadelphia in 2016. That is a fucking fact. That is a part of the solution. So now that this person understands where we're coming from, now we've talked about the facts, now I can use that fact to give that person an understanding of maybe this is a solution to violent crime. Here's the fun fact. As we started doing classes around the country and doing less classes in Philadelphia, lie to you not. We did classes in Philly, 2016, lowest violent crime ever. We started doing less classes in Philly and started doing classes everywhere else. Every year that we did less classes in Philly, the violent crime increased. The year that we did no classes in Philly, it had 562 homicides, which was the most violent crime ever. That's a juxtaposition. Make sense? So we go, okay, based on that trend, if we inform and educate people on firearm safety training, conflict resolution, here's the actual solution. We've established empathy, we have the facts, and then we can apply the solution together. Make sense? Next. Where attention goes, energy flows. While we were away helping the nation, crime increased again in Philly. Those are the numbers. That's the numbers. I'll be a data guy. That's the numbers. Don't believe me. Ignore everything that I'm saying or remember it and then go double down on what I'm saying and try to prove me wrong. These are the numbers. Go ahead. Violent crimes and property crimes increase as we did more. The irony is more gun ownership happened in the areas, cities, and states that we were doing because we were neglecting Philly. Violent crimes and property crimes went up. As of 2022, licenses, then it dropped dramatically in a year. We was like, holy shit, Philly's wild again. As of 2022, licenses to carry are up 600% in Philadelphia. We did no classes in that quarter one to just test the theory. We did no classes anywhere else other than Philadelphia in quarter one of 2022. Licenses to carry went up 600% and violent crime went down 12 to 13% in quarter one of 2022. Staples of libertarianism. Now, why am I saying all of this before we get to that? The numbers are in you guys' favor. Take Second Amendment gun owner thing as a part of, it is, not even take it, it's a part of the liberty movement. Like, when the founders did the goofy shit, was it 1775? When they was like, yo, send them rifles back.
1775.
Five.
Yeah, there's a few different things that happened, but
Okay.
yeah, that's 1775.
Generally.
Yeah.
1775, yo, send them rifles back. Those rifles are illegal. 1776, shoot the redcoats. Listen, guys, I am 100% okay with violence. I am okay with it. I think violence is an answer, but it's the answer when it's the answer. I think that we got a little bit more of a stretch, a little bit, by changing hearts and minds in the demographic that we have. If it doesn't happen, if Javier is like deep state, I'm on the violence bandwagon. It's me saying it. The views and opinions expressed by Maj Toure on the stage are the views and opinions expressed of Maj Toure on the stage, right? I am 100% okay with violence. However, I believe that the general public in America is very, very soft, and revolutions are very fucking bloody. And I am of the belief that if we apply this information to the demographic that Democrats have had a stronghold in, we can 180 this shit without violence. The people of Argentina made that shit, was like, yo, fuck, bro, we gotta do something else. This guy sounds crazy, but we fuck with that. Make sense? I believe this is the last stand. As cheesy as that sounds, I believe if we apply this, and based on this over the last 6 years of information, I believe that that can be applied to liberty, that can be applied to safe and responsible. I'm going to cut down on deaths as it relates to bleed outs because we do stop the bleed classes, insert whatever thing. Okay? But you guys have to lead the charge. I cannot rely on fucking Democrats or Republicans to do it. RFK Jr. is anti-gun. I get it. He changed his fucking approach to guns in the last month. Cool. But I don't believe him. I don't believe him. And if he's right, cool, great. Y'all are the last if America, the way we know it, cannot fucking be here anymore. Do you get that? China owns a lot of your shit. I am okay with violence. If you're not, this is your option. I don't give a fuck if I live or die now. I didn't expect to be alive this long. I'm good. If I die right now, I'm fine. Can you search your soul and say the same? You can. And I don't want that. Because most people are not there. Libertarian values are the thing that created America, that have to save America. So, Moving on. This is my trauma. I make jokes about things. So, I make a joke, because if I said it and it's a joke, if you can get away with all kind of shit if you put the right emoji after it. I'd be like, yo, fuck you, bro, smiley emoji. And I'd be like, oh, he's so funny. Fuck you, bro. Staples of libertarianism. Free market enterprise, property rights, freedom of choice, limited government. Go back real quick. Free market enterprise. I don't give a fuck what you sell, bro. I don't care. If heroin, this is Larry's point, if heroin was legal tomorrow, would y'all do it? No. It's like, you can do it. I'm not doing that shit. Free market enterprise. Property rights. If you show up at my crib, come on. Just don't. Like, don't put us in that situation, right? Everyone in the hood gets it. You guys, it's a layup for y'all. I say y'all because if y'all fuck this up, I'm going in the hood and I'm blending in, and y'all are fucked. Media, y'all like mostly white in here. It's fucked up for y'all. Sorry, guys, first time. Like, it is what it is, right? Property rights, freedom of choice. Here's the reality. If you're actually libertarian, you have to respect that they just, main man just like Biden. Freedom of choice. Don't destroy the relationship. How many people is team? How many people that are like, yo, bro, I know I was mad at you in 2020 when you was kind of like saying I shouldn't vote for Biden. But you was right.
Yes. Well, we were real popular at Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, hell yeah. They was like, come on in. Here's the cranberry sauce right here. You understand? Don't destroy if you destroy the relationships because of your understanding, Clint knows everything. Fuck. Josie knows, like, Josie wrote the fucking Constitution. My point in saying this is, you guys are really, really smart. The people that are in our families that have been victims of the state's propaganda just don't know what you know yet. Do not fault them for that. Don't destroy the relationship. So give them that freedom of choice. I understand. You guys are like, yo, this is serious. But they don't know how serious. They don't know the economics of it. They don't know what... they have their Bitcoin on an exchange still, if they have Bitcoin. That's the state has done their job well. Give them that freedom of choice. I promise you. It's happened at least 200 times to me already. Yo, bro, you was right. I know. I knew it when I told you that shit. He's Biden. He's been here for 50 years doing his job. He hasn't done shit. But don't destroy the relationship. Freedom of choice. And limited government. When you get them firing on all of those cylinders, they're going to say, yo, the hood already said, we got a song. It's like, fuck the police. It's like came out in the 80s. Make sense? Y'all scared to say that shit. Say it. He said Wu-Tang. Oh, I thought he said NWA. I was like, say it. Identify yourself. No, fuck this. Let's go to the next one. So again, guys, this is the last one. These are 3 steps. Now, listen. I'm going to make sure that you guys, here's my email. solutionarylifestyle@gmail.com. If you email me, we will send you this exact fucking PDF. Because some of you have had drinks. You're going to remember, like, in public speaking, they say you remember, sidebar, when this picture comes out, I'm doing this, and they're going to be like, he's told you he was Illuminati, right? This is going to happen. I've done this. Motherfucker said I was a white supremacist, all kind of shit. Either way, I'm doing 1 and 2, right? Okay, do it this way. He's a hippie. 1 and 2. In public speaking, people say that you remember the first thing that someone says and the last thing that they says. So because of that, y'all email me. I'm going to send you this exact PDF. Apply it. All right? So first, empathy. Read those three. Somebody read those three. Anybody. Read the first three for empathy.
Empathy, fact,
No. Your eyes might not be that fucking great. Listen.
Build a rapport.
Uh-huh.
Create liaison.
Facts. Somebody read the three for facts. Use bigger fonts. Don't be a jerk. Go ahead. Facts. He can't see it. That's why he's like, fuck Maj. Use bigger fonts. Facts. Know the facts. No, fuck it. You're right. Jesus. Don't repeat myths. Use liberty-based info. Solutions. Somebody read solutions.
educate, use liberty ideology, and extend freedom of choice.
I have never lost any debate with any very powerful anti-gunner using this opposition. I show up with no notes. I've been there like way blasted. That Vice interview, I was way high. Way high. And I won. It's impossible to lose if you apply this. Guys, solutionarylifestyle@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Be safe. Be solutionary.
Are we lucky to have this man or not? We are very lucky. Yes, very lucky. Very happy. So, guys, I want to add a quick story about what he talked about, right? Some of you may know, most of you know who I'm talking about, Thomas Sowell, right? What some of you may not know is Thomas Sowell was a Marxist. It's a true story. Some of you may not know. He was a Marxist, an open Marxist. Why would someone as bright, someone as intelligent, Thomas Sowell, why would he be a Marxist? Because with the information that he had and the experiences that he had, Marxism seemed to be the smartest move with the experience and education that he had. Well, then, he met some other people, right? He met some other people when he was in college. He met some other people at work. And then he actually, believe it or not, worked for the government. And now he had different knowledge and experience, and he had changed his mind. Because he was so smart, he changed his mind. So exactly to Maj's point, there are lots of people who believe my guy Trump or my guy Biden or my Republicans and my Democrats, they're the answer. Why? With the experience and knowledge that they have, that's what makes sense to them. But if we can give them a different experience, if we can give them better knowledge, we can actually turn them. And thing to remember, the most zealous are the converted. Every time you see a Marxist, that is an anarchist waiting to come out. Every time you've had this happen in your local places, right? Some guy comes in, you libertarian stupid, and you turn him, that guy's your chair. That guy's your chair a year from now. Yes, that guy's your chair a year from now. The most zealous are the converted. The guy who's on the corner right now yelling about Jesus or Allah or whoever he's yelling about, 2 years ago, he was as far away from that as you could possibly be. But if you actually grew up in a church, you're not on a street corner because you're not converted. That's who you are. But when you're converted, that's when you're street corner. So you got to remember to yourself, when you see people, Maj is correct. Just because right now they think Biden or Trump or whomever or whatever is their guy, going to solve all their problems, no worries. You stay with them and all of a sudden you can turn them. And here's how you know you turn them. Because when you use the 3 things he said, and they go, yeah, whatever. And then a week later or 2 weeks later, they go, hey, remember that thing you said? You are winning. That's when you're winning. When they go, that thing you said about that thing, that I was thinking, you are winning. You are winning. And that's how we actually do turn people, and that's where things get really good. Now, we talked about knowledge, talked about experience, hard work, all those things. There's one more important thing we need to avoid violence. One more thing. Money. Money matters. I wish it didn't, but man, it does. It matters because you need money so you can buy the things you need. You need money so you have the resources you need. You need money sometimes just to be valid in someone's eyes. I didn't raise the money. I didn't buy the thing. I don't own the thing. You're not valid. Who are you? You're a joke. Oh, I have the thing now? Well, now I'll hear you. Sometimes you need just to be valid. Remember, what we're saying is against the norm. So then why would I listen to you? You're not. I don't see you on CNN. I don't see you on Fox News. Clearly, you don't have any value. Yeah, but I have this thing. Oh, I can listen to you now. The last thing I want to ask you all, if I could, is one important thing. If you can support this local party, helping out people move forward, please do so. Literally, head online, put in a donation, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, does not matter. Whatever you can do, it all counts up. But I'm going to ask you a bigger favor if I can. I'm going to ask you to realize what we've put together today, the value of it. If you can, do a small monthly donation. Just say it's worth $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever that number is that you can handle. Why? Because when that happens, you're getting 10, 20 bucks a month. Now this organization can actually do things like plan, can figure things out and plan. So if you're saying, Larry, I can't give 50 bucks, no worries. Can you do 10 bucks a month? If you live in Connecticut, you care about this state, you care about liberty, do 10 bucks a month, 20 bucks a month, whatever you can do, 25 bucks a month, it does matter. Guys, thank you so much for this evening. I hope to see you all very soon. Thank you.